How's everybody doing?
Great.
All right, that's a little bit better. So this is our new staff orientation. We have some returning staff here to lend their experience to everybody. And I'm really excited for this summer. We've got a lot of cool things going on, but we've also solidified a lot of kind of staple things like our schedule. This is like the last year I haven't made any changes to the schedule. It's my first time in history that I haven't changed the schedule. So returning staff, you're welcome. Not changing it on you. My name is Brian Halloran, but most of the camp staff just call me Swiffer. That's the nickname I got in 2004 when I first started on camp staff. And that's been kind of the short-term name for me, shorthand name for me at camp. Everybody can hear me, I assume. I don't need a microphone. Right? I got my start in 2004 in Sioux Camp, and I was a CIT before that. In 2002, I CIT'd in Sioux Scoutcraft. And where do you imagine that I wanted to work my first summer at camp? Sioux Scoutcraft. Where did I get contracted? The beach. Oh, man. Tyler Kuntz, another scout in my troop, he got hired to the beach, or to the Scoutcraft, and I was so jealous, but I got hired to the beach. But it ended up being the best place I could have been at camp. That was the best place for me. So I bring that up because some of you may have been hired for a position that wasn't necessarily your top choice. Tomahawk is everybody's top choice. And as long as you're at Tomahawk, you're going to have a blast, you're going to have fun, you're going to learn new skills, you're going to meet new people, and you're going to be able to challenge yourself in many, many ways. This year, our patch is orange, and because we're running out of colors. So that's my only excuse there. Every year we try to rotate that out. And that's the theme for this summer. And we've got many, many scouts and adult leaders all signed up, ready to come to Tomahawk, waiting for you to teach them merit badges, run programs for them, cook food for them. We've got an amazing food service program this summer. I'm very excited. I've worked at camp for 15 summers. This will be my 16th. And I am excited for the best food service year ever. A veteran staff member, Mr. Wombat, real name is Jake Erickson. He has been the Chippewa Camp Director, the Navajo Director, and now the Snow Base Director, and now he's going to be our Food Service Director. And I'm very, very excited. I've been working with him in here in the office to get everything ready for that. And food is really important because it's what fuels our camp staff and our scouts. It's the only activity that we offer 20 times a week to every single scout. Well, maybe we, urinal merit badge or like latrine merit badge, I guess we offer maybe 20 times, hopefully 20 times if they're drinking enough water. After that, we offer a tent program every single night, and so we're improving our tents. And so those are some really important staple things. They use the shower buildings every day, hopefully, and those are things that we can't overlook. They're not the bright and shiny merit badges that we get to teach, or a troop climb in the afternoon, or a hike to logging camp, but they're all really, really important things. So, we are all here because we are working at Tomahawk this summer. Parents, maybe not, but if you want to, let me know. We still have one 21 bus position we're looking to fill. If you got a free summer right now. We got a lot of people here. Tomahawk, first and foremost, is rooted in our mission. And our mission is to provide fun experiences that develop character, fitness, citizenship, and family. And no matter whether you're working in the kitchen, Navajo, Chippewa, logging camp, high adventure, white pine, Sioux camp, I can just start repeating them. Your job is to deliver the mission of scouting through fun things. Whether that's songs in the dining hall, or open swim, or the Root Beer 5K, your job is to root us in our mission. Everything that we do is going to go back to our mission in serving scouts. And there's lots of things. We have a scout oath, we have a scout law, we have mottos, we have slogans, we have outdoor codes, and we have our mission. And that is our mission, to provide fun experiences that develop character, citizenship, fitness, and family. Not every single camp has a gigantic flag like this. This is the one at Central Services. Ron Filippo, may he rest in peace, loved gigantic flagpoles. And this flagpole is at our Central Services area by Navajo, and it's a symbol to our scouts and the community that we are there, we are present, and this is a symbol of our mission to everybody that comes by. So it's a really important thing, something that we take pride in. Something I take pride in is a positive work environment. All the camp staff that we have want the best for the other camp staff and the scouts. But You're going to be working this summer in an environment where everybody around you that you're working with wants the best for you. They want you to succeed. And so if that means that somebody tells you that you need to improve something, they're telling you that because they want you to be the best version of yourself. So you're going to hear constructive feedback. Some of it will be easy to hear, some of it will be difficult to hear, but everybody is going to be challenging you to be better. So if you're not comfortable with swimming, we're probably going to challenge you to do something to work towards becoming better at swimming. If you're afraid of heights, we're probably going to challenge you to try things that will help make you more comfortable with heights. We will never force you to do anything that scares you. Now, if you're scared of toilets and you don't want to clean one on occasion, that's a little bit different. But if it's heights or the water, program-related things, those are all challenged by choice. I have never been pested by a toilet at Tomahawk. There are clogged toilets that happen, and I take every single one on as if it was an adversary, an enemy to be beaten, and I take my wand of prepper and I destroy that toilet. And I expect the same. So before any ranger is called to a toilet incident, I go there and I got to do it because I've got a perfect record so far. So you have to be me. So being on staff is fun. Even unclogging toilets can be fun. I guarantee you will not have to do that every single day, but occasionally, if you see it, you gotta do it. Likewise, if you homesickness or a lost scout or a scout that just needs a friend for the day, you'll be expected to do those things as well. Okay, packing list, the thing that everybody's worried about and grinding their teeth over. If you don't have a packing list in front of you, talk to a table nearby you. Grab an extra one. Raise your hand if you do not have a packing list. We're going to go down this one by one. We've got some returning camp staff in here to add other things to this. First and foremost, what are you going to put your stuff in? I love totes. Totes are my favorite things. Totes and goats. Put your stuff into a Rubbermaid foot locker. Those roughneck Rubbermaids work amazing. They're, for the most part, they keep the water out. They're stackable. They move easily. They can serve as an extra end table for something. Your tents are mostly, most of you will be staying in tents. A few people here will not be staying in tents because they're working directly with the kitchen or maybe high adventure or older scout programs. But most everybody stays in a tent. Rubbermaid.
Oh, I was going to ask, do you have a size of your equipment that fits under the cot or something like that?
You'll have space in the tent to kind of put it aside. I would usually move all my stuff up to camp in it, and then I'd stack the two together and then put it back in the corner and put the lid over it. The full-size Rubbermaid, not the oversized one, but the one that's fairly comfortable to carry. This standard Rubbermaid roughneck, I would say. If you have something similar to that, that's perfectly fine, but a tote is usually better than duffel bags. If you have the really shallow ones, those will slide underneath, but everybody's going to be provided with a wall locker, which I'll show you a picture of in a bit. But a wall locker is a standing kind of wardrobe, and you'll be able to hang your clothes in there, and that's going to be the quickest way to access them and the best way to keep them free of mice. So a pack or a sport bag, a book bag, a small, low-profile backpack that you can, bring with you. If you're going on an outpost just for a day hike, you can put water in there, a raincoat. You never know where you're going to be, so a small backpack is good. Don't plan to spend your entire summer in a sleeping bag. Any staff over there spend their entire summer in a sleeping bag? No. It gets real gross. Talk about laundry after a while, but bring bed sheets. Our beds are single beds. They're not twin-size beds, but they're single beds. But I always brought a bed sheet, and I actually preferred bed sheets over mosquito netting a lot of times. And if the mosquitoes were really bad, I just put the bed sheet over the head, and I didn't have to worry about mosquito netting, but that's completely up to you. I'd suggest trying mosquito netting out, but bed sheets and a blanket. I love quilts, layers, things like that to be able to throw on and off. Everybody will be on a foam mattress that is about yay thick. Some people, if you're really lucky, you can snag 2 of them, so get there early to check in. We did buy new mattresses this year. You'll want to have a bed sheet underneath that. If you want to bring any egg crate foam or any kind of memory foam that you have around the house, maybe you have something like that, you can usually cut up queen size. You don't have to do that, but that can be added comfort throughout the summer. Make sure that your bed is comfortable. Spend some time on that because you're going to need a lot of sleep. Camp is an outdoor environment, which is going to burn more calories in general than staying in an air-conditioned, climate-controlled space. With temperature fluctuations, your body's going to be burning more calories, plus you're going to be outside and active, which is going to burn more calories, and you're going to need your sleep. You're young people, you're still growing, you're going to need your sleep. So make sure that your bed is comfortable. Bring an actual pillow, bring a backup pillow. Make sure you have an extra set of sheets, an extra set of pillowcases. Have blankets. Bring your bed from home with you, except for the bed part. Bring all the bedding. Alarm clock, and not just a cell phone. You will not have an outlet in your tent. Not yet, anyway. Hoping to someday, but not now. Make sure that you bring an actual alarm clock. The "my cell phone died" excuse is not going to fly. So make sure that you bring an actual alarm clock. They're real cheap. They're battery powered. They don't have a touch screen. I know that'll be difficult for some of you, but there's buttons on top. We can show you how buttons work later on. But bring an alarm clock, pillow, flashlight. Headlamps are awesome. They're an amazing investment. They don't take up a lot of space. They do exactly what you need them to do. They fit on your head, so if you're doing something, your hands are free. I do not own a big honking mag-light flashlight anymore. I realized that flipping it around was cool, but the headlamp works so much better. For about $20, you can buy a Black Diamond Gizmo, which is the brand that I have. It's Black Diamond, and it's a great tool. I use it for camping and backpacking. It's the lightest weight flashlight you can usually bring. It's a good investment if you plan on doing other camping. And a toiletry kit, once again, a tote. A shoebox style tote for all your toiletries. We have some bears at camp, which you'll be talking about during staff week, but we don't want bears in our tents, so we don't put anything that the bears want in our tents. The bears don't want you, they want your food and the nice, funny smelling things. So make sure that all the smellables are not in your tent. And where can they be? Staff, where can you put your smellables?
Bathrooms.
In the bathrooms. There are staff-specific bathrooms. But you'll be sharing that space. There are cubbies. You'll be sharing that space with other staff members. And so you usually want to put your things into a contained basket, some kind of toiletry kit of some sort, shower caddy, whatever you want to call that. That's where your toothpaste, your shaving cream, your colognes, your perfumes, your deodorant. Hopefully you bring deodorant. That's where you're going to keep those things. So a shoebox size usually fits in all of our cubbies. It has a nice lid, it's easy to carry, it's easy to move around. I highly suggest that. And then you can take that whole thing, put it on the edge of the sink, do whatever you need to do there, pick it up, put the lid back on, put it in your cubby, and nobody else messes with your stuff. You can keep a cell phone charger in there. That usually works out pretty well. Sunscreen, camp will provide sunscreen for you. If you're on the beach, I will commonly walk up behind you and put a line of sunscreen over your shoulders because I want you not to get skin cancer someday. So please bring sunscreen. Sunscreen will also be provided to you, but it's always good to have your own personal supply if you're doing something on your day off. Mosquito repellent, the spray bottle kind. I don't think you're going to use it that much. If you're going on a hike, you're going to want to use it for tick repellent. Pens, pencils, you're going to want those. A notebook for keeping your own personal notes. Pocket knife is good. Water bottle. Tomahawk will sell you a water bottle if you don't have one. Mosquito netting. We do have some mosquito netting for sail at camp, but a big drapery mosquito netting is pretty good. I never liked the mosquito netting because I had to climb in and out of my bed underneath it. Like I said, I just put the sheet over my head and I kept the mosquitoes away for the most part. We do fog and spray around the tent, staff tenting areas. I'm not sure how that's gone over with the staff. Has that worked? Have you seen a noticeable difference?
And it really depends on the area. Like in Sioux, the beach is really not bad. So is Scoutcraft, but Eco is pretty bad with bugs.
Yep. So come prepared, and if you want to use it, you can. If you don't, you don't. But usually mosquito netting, you can kind of tack it up with clothespins, and then you crawl into bed, you take your clothespins out, and then you tuck it around your bed, and that'll keep the mosquitoes out for the most part.
With like standard size boxes, you know, that people are comfortable with, like,
Yes, standard size, boxy, cot size
Yeah.
will fit over the bed. Your beds are fairly narrow, so they're about the same dimensions as a cot.
so if you're going to have a PVC exoskeleton or skeleton for the characters, like that would fit over the bed.
If you have a PVC exoskeleton kind of frame already from cots that you've used at other camps or Tomahawk previously, that will work. If you're planning on that whole thing to go around the entire bed, it may not work, but the beds themselves have kind of 4 posts in the corners, so you can duct tape it to that or zip tie it to that, whatever temporary solution for the summer you want to come up with. Good question. Does anybody here play a musical instrument? Okay. I play trumpet and saxophone. Does anybody play guitar? We want you to play, bring your guitar to camp. I want you to play it. There's a culture of music. I learned guitar 2 years ago so that I could make one of our camp directors play guitar because I knew how good he was, and he refused to do it. And I said, I will learn guitar and embarrass myself in front of the staff if you learn how to play guitar and impress the staff. Or he already knew how to play guitar. So if you have a guitar, bring it up to camp. There'll be opportunities for you to play it either during campfire in front of the entire area, or just, as a time when you're kicking back and relaxing, or occasionally there's an impromptu staff sit around the campfire sessions, and that's a good thing to do. So please bring that. Be prepared to protect it. Band instruments. There's been great big dreams of marching bands springing up at camp somewhere for the 4th of July parade. It's only happened twice in my time at camp, so talk to your fellow staff members and your camp director. If you guys want to get it together, I will buy the music. I will buy the music for you or reimburse you for the music. Please don't steal it from your school, but bands at camp would be good. If you know how to play taps and reveille and to the colors on a trumpet or bugle, feel free to bring that. Postage stamps, you're going to want to send postcards. You're going to be doing cool stuff all summer long, and people are really impressed when you send them a postcard. They get really excited. Who here gets excited when they get mail with handwritten notes on it? So send it to your friends. Send it to your fellow scouts that aren't cool enough to be on camp staff. Send it to family members, whoever it might be. Stationery for those notes. A camp chair is a good thing. So one of those collapsible camp chairs. It's a must-have. You're gonna want that. Prescription medication. So if you have any prescription medication and you're over the age of 18, fantastic. Keep it secure, locked in your wall locker. Take it when you need it. We'll need to know that you have that just as part of your health form. If you're under the age of 18 and your parent or guardian is not at camp to administer that medication to you, you will need to give that to your camp director. And the camp director will make sure that they make a plan with you to dispense that medication to you on a regular basis. So parents, if your camp staff member has medication, make sure that you're touching base with the camp director at check-in, your sub-camp director, about that. Them and the assistant camp director will be assisting with dispensing medication throughout the summer. If it's emergency medication, keep that on your person. An EpiPen, inhaler, any other sort of emergency medication, make sure that you have on your person or wherever that needs to be. 2 towels or more. There will be plenty of lost and found towels to acquire throughout the year. I've yet to buy a towel in my entire life. Coat hangers. So to hang up your shirts in your Class A uniforms, and your t-shirts, runner rug, we'll talk more about that later, cell phone charger, a padlock for your wall locker if you don't trust your tent mate. Health forms, that's on WorkBright, so please download that, get a doctor's physical before you go to camp physical. Poncho or raincoat, we'll definitely want that. Camp does not shut down if it's raining, we just do Plan B. And what is Plan B?
Plan A with the raincoat.
Plan A with a raincoat. Swimsuit. For male staff, no Speedos, please. That's not allowed. No Speedos or really tight-fitting shorts. That's not what we're about at camp. We're not about swimming fast with ultra-tight shorts. That's not what we're about. Female staff members, no bikinis. No bikinis, but a tankini is fine. I suggest that like the male staff, that female staff also wear shorts. So I don't regulate on the length of shorts, but I suggest that you wear shorts that are comfortable for swimming in. So uniform stuff, at least 2 Class A uniforms. You're going to need one to wear and one to spare. And this is a Class A uniform. Stay really still, but Trina over there is wearing a venturing uniform, which is totally fine. That's a green uniform. I think it's actually a little less costly than these. But if you are wearing the green uniform, the venturing uniform, you should be wearing the venturing pants. So just make sure you're matching tops and bottom. Class B uniforms are going to be scouting related t-shirts. So your Class B uniform is going to look just like what I'm wearing here. You're going to have the shorts, you're going to have the socks, you're going to have a scouting belt, you're going to wear a name tag, and then you're going to wear a scouting related t-shirt. If you want to be really cool, wear a Tomahawk related t-shirt. You will be provided a Tomahawk polo that says staff on it, and then each sub-camp, they usually design a t-shirt throughout the season. We sell shirts at cost. All of our new camp staff get to go through our pile of donated Class B t-shirts. You'll have the first crack at it during staff week. But there will be plenty of Tomahawk t-shirts available for you to purchase at cost. So that's like, it's under $10 per t-shirt. Question?
With a plain shirt without any pictures, no anything also count as a
Good question. A plain t-shirt with nothing on it, no logos, no insignia, no printing, that is also perfectly fine. You'll find that you want to wear the camper t-shirts, but if you're short one and you wear a white tee for a day or a blue t-shirt, whatever it might be, that's perfectly fine. Likewise with sweatshirts and other, like a coat, if you're wearing a coat, you want to make sure that that coat isn't like promoting a beer company or something. We want to make sure, just a brand on it is perfectly fine. Columbia or Black Diamond, North Face, Marmo, REI, whatever that is, that's perfectly fine. Overall, we're trying to keep people focused on our mission and not on whatever we're wearing. That's why we have uniforms. It unifies everybody, makes everybody equal. And we're not talking about what kind of style someone's wearing. We're talking about how good they are at teaching a particular program.
What about Grey Wolf t-shirts?
Grey Wolf t-shirt, perfectly fine. Many point t-shirts are fine. I have a Many Point t-shirt. I sometimes wear it. It's a great camp. So make sure you have enough of those to wear for the week. Class A uniforms, the tan. This is the only difference between a Class B uniform and a Class A is just this shirt. You will always be required to wear socks, scout socks, official scout pants, and a scouting belt. The Tomahawk belt buckle with the plain belt, or the scouting belt, whatever you want to, any combination of that is perfectly fine. Underwear, please bring that. That's a good plan. Socks, make sure that you plan enough of those. 3 pairs of scout pants or scout shorts. In general, just as they have enough variety. We do have a couple of these left over from staff that have donated them in years past. There's the Uniform Exchange, which is a great resource. So if you go to the council website, type in Uniform Exchange, there's information on that. You can fill out a request for those. That's a great way of getting pants and shorts for cheap. People donate those, and then you can buy them at cost or below cost. And if you don't have the means to afford them, you can apply to get it for free. So there should be no excuse why somebody isn't able to get scout shorts or pants. If you have any particular hardship, talk to me, and I can make sure that we get you connected with the appropriate uniforming. Everything, all scout uniforming stuff is 25% off in the scout shop for camp staff. So you just need to pull up your contract on WorkBright and say, yes, I'm an employee, and so therefore I get the discount. You have a one-time purchase. That's new this year. You can't go now and then come back a week later. I don't know why, but I don't make the rules on that. So you can go to the scout shop and one-time purchase 25% off per year that you can get uniforms. So it's a good deal. It's something that they offer to all employees for scout apparel. Scout belt. You're going to want regular clothes for going out on days out. Sweatshirts are good. We do have Tomahawk sweatshirts that look pretty cool, but plain or non-distracting sweatshirts are good. Fleeces, you're going to want a baseball cap. Hats should generally be scouting related, plain. There are hats like that for sale through one of our alumni, and pretty much selling them at close to cost. So you can talk to anybody with one of those cool Tomahawk staff hats, and they can tell you how to get one of those. There's an online store set up for that. Pajamas, a watch is good, closed-toed shoes, sandals, laundry basket, we expect you to do laundry. Shoebox-sized tote for storage of things that you don't want to get wet in case of catastrophe, windstorm comes through. Games, battery-powered light for your tent is a good thing. A bike, if you want to bring a bike to get around camp quickly, great, awesome. That's my primary mode of transportation around the entire reservation is bike. Make sure you bring a bike helmet. Sunglasses, it's on here twice because it's that important. Clipboard, if you have a clipboard, that's great for doing paperwork on, doing attendance, out and about. It's a good way to keep your stuff organized. If you have one of those with the compartment where it opens up, that's really awesome because you can take notes and then you can keep all those merit badge cards on the inside of that. And then laundry detergent, you're going to want laundry detergent. Those Tide Pods work great. Don't bring music players, so no big boom boxes, please. We do have music speakers around camp. Small Bluetooth speakers are fine, but don't expect that you're going to be able to use those during program time. Fireworks, don't bring that. Sheath knives, I don't like them. I feel like people might hurt themselves. Shooting sports equipment or ammo, don't bring that. Other things on there as well, like alcohol, don't bring that. Food is not allowed in tents, so make sure you have a tote for that, and you can keep that tote in the staff lounge, staff kitchen. No flames in your tent, so don't plan on bringing a lantern into there. If you would like to mail anything, parents, if you want to mail care packages or maybe they forgot something, make sure that you put the staff member's name and the sub-camp that they work in. Don't let us guess. So first, last name, sub-camp, and then the address is on there. And if there's any emergencies, the camp number is on there. Staff, you will not be having your cell phones in your pocket. There's a few staff members that will be using cell phones to communicate with other people, but don't plan on having your cell phone in your pocket all day long. And I know for young people, that is a very difficult thing. You will have 3 opportunities throughout the day and all night long to check your phone and check in with people. When you're working, you should be working and not texting or updating your Facebook status. Katrina will be able to use her phone for Facebook because she's going to be in charge of Facebook posts this summer. But plan on not having your phone in your pocket and plan on keeping it off because that will make the battery life last longer and it won't be a distraction. So before breakfast and all night long you can check it. You can check it right before lunch. You can check it right after lunch. You can check it right before supper, right after supper, and then at the end of the day, program. So I know it's difficult to not have your phone with you, so just be prepared for that. And it'll be safe in your tent or wherever you're charging it. So just be ready for that. That was a big list. I was talking a lot. Camp staff, or second or more year staff. Anything that we don't have on this list that you have found would be a good thing to bring. And what is that for?
The swimmer's itch.
Swimmer's itch, okay. So if you're planning on being in the water at the beginning of the season, don't worry, we'll provide you with petroleum gel. That's what we found the best way is at the beginning of the season, there's just a lot of lake stuff that hasn't been stirred up yet, and we're the first ones to stir it up, and you can get some swimmer's itch. So we put a light coating on so that things can't absorb into your pores, and then you wash it off afterwards. So, good point.
It's very unpleasant.
Swimmer's itch is not fun. Pebbles.
Not something that you should bring, but something that I do always do before camp. I lay out all the clothes in a wax pack and I spray down permethrin beforehand, and then I pack it in. And basically what that does, it soaks into your clothing and it's a bug repellent that's in your clothing rather than having to daily apply just normal DEET stuff.
Permethrin is a neurotoxin. It's very weak. It's harmful to ticks and other insects. It has not been proven harmful to humans. And you lay out all your stuff and you can spray it. You let it dry. And then it's good for like 6 washes, which with most teenage boys I've seen at camp, that's about the average number of times they do laundry in the summer. So permethrin, it is sold in the scout shop. We do provide it at camp and give every single staff member the opportunity to lay out their clothes and spray it. And what happens with that is as soon as a tick goes on to that, they die. That's it. That's your best prevention, other than a 24-hour everyday tick check to make sure that you don't have any ticks on you. And those are caused by deer ticks, which are less common than the dogwood tick or wood tick. But we also do fog permethrin around the staff tenting areas. And since we've done that, we've cut our Lyme disease cases in half. So our work comp insurance really loves that. So, and if somebody does get Lyme disease, we can recognize it really, really quickly, and we just give you a boost of antibiotics, and you're all set to go. So, if it goes untreated for a little while, then you have a 3-week regimen of doxycycline, and then you're fine. So we're pretty good at catching it. We know what it looks like. We know what energy level you should have, and if it feels like you got hit by a train, we find it. I have worked at camp for 15 summers, and I have never gotten Lyme disease that I know of. So, that's
Shower shoes, I'm not just saying like shoes you can get wet, like go in the shower with, because some people have issues with their feet, you don't want that.
nice. If you don't want to be foot-fiving everybody else that uses that shower, make sure you bring shower sandals, or Crocs are good and comfortable. You can use them for all kinds of other things. It's my preferred day off wear, Crocs. Very good. If you want to bring a rug for your tent, I'd suggest doing that. That's a really nice, comfortable way. It's really nice to get out of bed in the morning and put your feet on carpet, as opposed to the wood decking that your tents are on. So,
Doesn't that get wet?
what's that?
Doesn't that get wet?
Doesn't it get wet? If you're good at closing your tent up, it won't get wet. And if you get a 4x6 foot rug, which you'd probably be using in college as well someday down the road, or maybe you have one around the house, that 4x6 rug generally isn't going to get wet because it'll be in the center, the moving area. Don't do what I did my very first summer and use like a gigantic thing to cover the entire section, because then if one corner gets wet, it wicks across the entire carpet. So 4x6 is a good one, or like just a runner rug. It's pretty good because that goes down between the tents.
They share tents, right?
They share tents, and I've got some pictures of me in my tent, my first year and my second year, that I will show you. Anything else to add to the packing list, or questions about packing list? It's a big topic of the training today, so.
I have a question about the staff discount. Does the 25% off work here too?
Yes, it works here today, but remember it's a one-time thing. At camp, I'll give you a 25% discount on socks, and, because that's the only thing that we find that staff really need. And if you need an order from the scout shop, I'll buy things from the scout shop and bring them up. I will honor the 25% discount at camp, so that won't count against your one-time offer of 25%. But I would recommend that you get it here. Yep.
Does the staff need to bring cash, or can they use plastic?
Does the staff need to bring cash, or can they use plastic? We take plastic. So if you got a debit card or a credit card, that is something that we do take at
I
camp.
would also urge cash to a lot of places in town. If you go to Rice Lake, they don't take plastic.
Yeah, Rice Lake is a small town, and some of the cooler, hipper restaurants and things don't take cards. So cash is a good thing to have. We don't have an ATM at camp either. So be prepared with cash. Spending money for the summer, I don't think you need more than $200. Put that cash in an envelope, send it to camp, good to go. That's what I would use to do, and I would save all my paychecks, and that went straight to tuition. Okay, tenting, tent life. This is me at 16 in my tent. I brought a couch. My rules with furniture: if you bring furniture to camp, you bring it home. Bring it home. This couch did its time going back and forth to camp, and that's why now, Kai, it is in the staff lounge, because it has earned its keep. That's why. It's still there. I think, well, it has a brother too. There's a sofa,
Yeah.
and that's the love seat version of it.
Yeah,
So-
you can tell because you're busting to all.
It's pretty rustic. This is the carpet that covered the entire tent, and it just wicked all the way across. Not a good idea. I have another one. This is a wall locker. It's about 2 feet by 2 feet, 5 feet tall. There's a curtain rod hanger in there, so you can hang up all your uniform stuff, your t-shirts. Usually a small square laundry basket fits in the bottom of that. It's quite convenient to do it that way. You will have a tent name. This is one of the metal frame beds with springs in it. And so there's 2 of us. This is Cordero's tent. This is our cot or bed. This was my bed. That was his wall locker. That was my wall locker. Still plenty of room to hang out in the middle. And a couch. That was Cordero's violin, so he played violin a little bit. That was my tent. Ridgepole, pretty rustic. I got better at it though. The mess is not mine. The mess is Tony Johnson's. But this is my tent. We upgraded. So here's our trusty couch that I haul to and from camp every year. I have a runner rug now. Okay? This was the last day of move out. It was supposed to be laundry day for Tony. Still out. This was his recliner. We eventually got another recliner right there. I built my own loft and brought that to camp. So I was really decking it out in there. I put books on the outside of my wall locker. I did all kinds of things. So a lot of fun. You can do a lot with it. Please keep your tent cleaner than Tony Johnson did. It's a great guy. What to expect on your first day of camp? Most everybody here, if this is your first year and you're not an area director, so if you're not a beach director, tower director, or a commissioner, your first day of camp will be, we'll zoom in that a little bit, it's going to be June 8th. Does that match with everybody's contract? June 8th, Saturday. Arrival time is 1 to 3 p.m. So, June 8th. If you're an area director or a high adventure staff, your start date is June 3rd. It's a Monday. Okay. Questions on this? I mean, this isn't a surprise to anybody, I hope. You've all looked at your contract. Check-in time is 1 to 3. We'll go over your paperwork at that time. We'll do your medical check, recheck, collect your health form. Yes?
So he comes in July.
Oh, right, because you're starting, oh, you're a CIT? Fantastic. So CITs are welcome today, which is great. I'm glad that you're here. So that is going to be the start date for the session that you signed up for. So that will be a Sunday, and the arrival time, I think, is like 2 o'clock. So that's going to be the same. Thank you for bringing that up. I forgot that we had a few CITs from them, which are also staff. They're just intro-level program, testing it out, seeing if they like it. For full-time paid staff, you're with us for the whole summer. Your last day is August 19th. That's Monday, and it's Monday morning. So we start releasing staff at 8 a.m. The reason being is I have a lot of staff that have driven themselves up to camp, and I don't want them after a busy, long weekend of takedown where everybody's working really hard, probably staying up way too late, hanging out with their friends that they're not going to see for another 9 months. I don't want those staff leaving at night, driving west into the sun. We have changed that a couple years ago, so 8 a.m. is the dismissal time. If somebody is picking you up, you can leave on the 18th after takedown is completed. That is Sunday evening, and that big banquet you really don't want to miss out on. It's got a fun theme. Everybody dresses up crazy. We give out a whole bunch of awards. It's really good food. That usually wraps up around 8:30. So if you would like to pick your staff member up after that, that's perfectly fine. But we don't want anybody driving themselves home after that. Late at night, tired, exhausted. We want to make sure that everybody has some fresh sleep in their system before they drive home. If you have time off or there's other things you got to leave early for college or something like that, we will work that out with you. That does happen. And we do encourage that people come back for the Tommy's night if they do have to leave early, if it's within their ability to do. Because it is a lot of fun. And we're still running camp all the way until then. Are there any times when you get to camp You'll check in at the Central Services Building. That's by Navajo, where the really big flagpole is. That is not the Welcome Center. There will be a sign on the road directing you the correct way for that particular day. You'll check in with me, the administrative staff, and then you'll go down to your sub camp. And we'll draw you a map on where your tent is going to be approximately, and you'll meet your area director or a camp director at your tenting area. You'll get moved in, settled in. Your tents will be up, but they will not be like perfectly tied out and things. So take some time to tie your tents out securely. We put them up so that we can spray and fog the whole area with that permethrin to keep the bugs down. And we want to do that when the tents are up. So when you first get to camp, you're going to want to tie out your tent a little bit better, shore things up. You'll meet your tent mate at that time. You get moved in, settled in. You can try to figure out how your homemade loft is going to fit in there, how to get your couch in there. You're not required to bring a couch by any means, because you have to bring it home with you. That's the deal. So that's 1 to 3 o'clock. And then parents give your hugs, you take your first picture at camp in your tent, and then you head on home. Staff, after that point, will play lots of icebreaker games, get to know you games, give you a tour of your sub camp, and then we have a big dinner with the entire Tomahawk staff back up at Central Services. And that whole staff week, we're going to be doing youth protection and safety training on the first day. Then we'll get into program and excellence training, quality service training, emergency procedures training, skill testing. We'll sit you down at the dining hall and make you read the entire merit badge book cover to cover. We'll work out who's going to be teaching what merit badges based on your skill assessments. So all of those things will be going on. You'll be getting to know lots of people. You'll be planning campfire. Staff week is a really busy time. There's a lot going on from that Saturday that you arrive to the next Friday night when your day off starts. We'll talk about days off in a bit. Okay, uniforming and the appropriate uniforming and patches, patch jargon. So if you have a troop number, I'll let you have a troop number on one of your uniforms. One of your uniforms. I prefer you not wear that one all the time. Also, if you've got a bunch of segments that you've currently tucked into your pants because you've been to Tomahawk so many times that you've got a million segments, we prefer that you not wear that one as your primary uniform. These shoulder loops, you get to wear the cool silver. You get to upgrade. That means that you work for the counselor at the district level. It means you are silver status. So you can get those at the scout shop. We sell them at camp too. This world crest, it's a little purple patch, goes right above your heart, directly above this patch, the pocket. That just says that you're part of the World Scouting Organization, so you gotta have that. You need to have this council strip, which is the company that you're working for, Northern Star Scouting. You will get a position patch that says Tomahawk Camp Staff. It's pretty cool, it's the same patch that's on those hats over there. So you get that as well. And you can sew that on one of your uniforms. If you come back and work the second year, you get a second one for the other uniform. And it's pretty cool. If you have any knots, you can wear those. Rank patches, you can wear those if you want. But all I need is this patch, and shoulder loop. That's it. Everything else is pretty stripped down. You'll get a name tag when you arrive at camp. You'll get one if you want to. Come back and work the second year. Question?
I have a game.
Awesome.
Does that matter?
Totally cool. So you are currently a scout registered in Game Haven Council. There are lots of kids that come to Tomahawk from Game Haven Council, and you are totally fine to wear that Game Haven Council shirt because you have been a scout in Game Haven.
So then with my second uniform, will I still be able to use gaming, or do I switch over to North Star?
I don't care. I would, maybe have two so you can have an option. If a Game Haven scout looks you the wrong way, you can just, well, that's it with that one. I'm going to wear the Northern Star Council one. So if you, so who here's a scout in Northern Star Council? You can't wear a Game Haven Council strip. So only if you were from Game Haven. So something to brag and boast about.
Keep it, people ask you, what's that council? Where are you live?
Yeah, it's a good conversation piece. Lodge flaps are totally fine. If you're in the Order of the Arrow, wear your lodge flap. You can put it on your uniform. You don't have to. But you can represent the Order of the Arrow in that way. That's totally fine. But purple, blue, silver. Those are the only things. There are girls and boys uniforms now, which is awesome because family scouting is in full force. So those are the uniforms. Questions on uniforms? I'm kind of glazing over some of this part. So questions at all on uniforms?
Neckerchiefs, is there a specific neckerchief or is it no neckerchief?
No neckerchief. There is a tomahawk neckerchief that if you really want to wear for like Super Scout Sunday, you can. But I don't really see people doing that much. It's usually, I'm lucky if they put their uniform on right and have the buttons in the right spot someday. So I don't sweat the small stuff with neckerchiefs. But good question. If you're going to go visit your troop while at camp, wearing your troop neckerchief is a really cool thing to do. Yeah.
Belts.
What?
Did we cover belts?
Yeah, so belts, let's see here. I am currently wearing a Summit Bechtel Reserve belt, which is a scouting belt, with a Tomahawk belt buckle. Mixing and matching is cool. If you got a sea-based belt, that's pretty cool. It's a good conversation piece. If you have a plain brown or black belt with a scouting belt buckle on it, that's cool. Anybody have the green kind of web belt on right now? Liz, can you stand up? All right, so see that? It's got the clasp in the front, and it's got the green kind of webbing that matches the pants. It's a pretty slick belt. So, many point belts are fine. I can't really, just regular belts, not so much. We want to support scouting. Film-on belt, yes. Film-on belt, super cool. Any scouting belt is good and fine. We do sell really cool Tomahawk leather belts at camp. They're a little spendy, so they're really cool. I have one at home. But regular scout belt, perfectly fine. And you really only need one belt. Pretty easy to change those out. Some pants have the belt in them, the little clasp, and those are kind of quick dry zip off pants. That belt is perfectly fine. You can use that. You don't need to buy another belt. Days off, closest town. Rice Lake is about 30 minutes away. So this is Tomahawk from the Welcome Center to downtown Rice Lake. About 30 minutes if you're following the speed limit. I was 16, 17 at one point. I know what the speed limit is, and I know what it's like to be 17. Please follow the speed limit. And if you get in trouble, tell me where Camp Phillips. Is right there. We have another camp right there. Not ours. It's Chippewa Valley Council. Different council strip. And it's their camp. So be respectful in town. But there's a Walmart there. There's an Applebee's, and there are other stores other than just Applebee's and Walmart. The camp staff generally forget that, and that's like their routine spot. There's a bowling alley. There's a movie theater. There's a China buffet. There's a grocery store. There's another grocery store. There's a Mexican restaurant. There's all kinds of fun stuff.
I've been warned about the this apparently creates all sorts of businesses.
China buffets, it depends on who's owning it at the time. It's been through a lot of owners over the years, so you might be rolling the dice on any buffet places in Rice Lake, but staff live on the wild side sometimes. So that's where you can get resupplied and stuff. Anybody planning on having a vehicle at camp this summer? Anybody? Okay. Sweet. Perfectly fine. We'll give you a staff parking pass, which means that you can park in a long-term lot, and it tells us that it's a staff vehicle. You can use that vehicle to go into town. If you're under the age of 18, you can go into town one night a week outside of your day off. So on your day off, you can obviously leave camp and go into town or go home. But one night a week, you can go out. Like a Wednesday night or a Tuesday night after program ends. Maybe you got to go get something at Walmart. Maybe you're just getting stir crazy at camp and need to get out and walk around Walmart or go to Applebee's for those half-price apps. Whatever that might be, you can do that. And you can ride with another staff member. Parents, upon check-in, if you're dropping your son or daughter off, we will ask you to fill out a minor nights out form, which tells us who your minor can ride with. You can say, they're not allowed to leave camp ever. You can say they can leave camp with Swiffer, and only Swiffer. He can leave camp with with an area director, or this specific person, or this other staff member, or anybody over the age of 18. You tell us what the restriction is, and then we will do our best to enforce that. Make sure that everybody's doing things within your wishes. That can change throughout the summer, just through a phone conversation with the camp director, or an email to me. That's perfectly fine. But we want to make sure that everybody's being safe, and cars are a very risky thing for teenagers, and so we want to make sure everybody's being safe. And getting plenty of sleep before they drive, so they don't drive in this long. We know nothing about that. I was never. Pods are great for laundry, so you will be able to do laundry. You can anticipate how many loads you're going to do throughout the season, and then just bring that exact many pods or dry powder, laundry mix, whatever you want. You will have a place to store that in the laundry room. There's a laundry room in Chippewa, Sioux Camp, Navajo, and White Pine. Those all have laundry areas. If you're on the high adventure staff, you'll be sleeping in White Pine technically, so that will be your laundry area. Lots of people are trying to do laundry. We will do a laundry demo for you if you've never done one before. Just bring laundry soap and we will teach you how to not break our laundry machines. The key is not overloading them. That's the biggest one. So you'll have a storage place. Make sure that you put your name on things that are going to be in public spaces. So your toiletries tote, put your name on the tote. Anything in your tote is yours and marked as such. Put your name on your laundry. Put your name on any food that you bring back from Applebee's. Any leftovers, any pop that you have. Tomahawk has a very strict policy of no name, fair game. So if there's not a name on it, I can pick it up and drink it or throw it in the trash, whatever I think is more convenient at the time. So no name, fair game, label your stuff. Plan on bringing a Sharpie. I should have that on the back. So laundry, please plan to do it. You can do it at home, you can go to laundromat for the day, but we don't charge for laundry at camp. You have to wait in line sometimes. Payroll dates, you will get paid unless you're a counselor in training, in which case you're there for 3 weeks and you're trying it out, that basic experience. So there are 6 payroll dates throughout the season, roughly 2-week intervals. These will be posted in camp, so if you know that. Direct deposit is something that we do. It's very simple. Parents, it's a great way of controlling your child's money. So you can have it go into a bank account, and then you can control how much they can use at different times, and what you'd like to do with that. So they will get paid for that. Their contracted amount will change if they don't work a day. If you don't work a day, you won't get paid for that day. And so you'll see that reflected in there. Depending on what you put on your W-4 form, which is a tax document, you may get paid less than somebody else. So don't compare paychecks. It's just not a good professional practice. You'll get a pay stub with every single one of these pay periods. Some people will get paid more than others, even in the same bracket, because they may have worked longer, or maybe they had something different on tax form. So please be adults about that. And
Will they get those at camp, or they send it to their?
the stubs will be given out at camp. They will not be mailed home. This last one, which is kind of a cleanup payroll, which they may or not get, those will be mailed. So if they're at camp, when we give those out, they will get it. If they're not at camp, we'll mail it. Every staff member at camp will have a mailbox, by the way, a little mail slot. So if you do get mail, you'll be able to check that. This is a pay scale, not relevant to our CITs in the room, but something to be mindful of. This is a pay scale. It's not private by any means. This is a public pay scale. So category A is anybody under the age of 18 in an entry-level position. So if this is your first year on camp and you're under the age of 18, you're getting $2,100 a year for the summer. That's not much, but camp is a fun place. It's more than I got paid my first year at camp. And compared to the price of gas, it's still the same amount. I could have bought the same amount of gas my first summer as you can pay for gas your first summer. So every year that you come back to camp, you will get a raise. Every year that you come back to camp, you will get a raise. So this yellow line here kind of drafts out what somebody might be making in a somewhat typical, maybe usual progression through their time at Tomahawk. So your first year, 21, second year, you're 17, 22. Year 3, you're now over the age of 18, and that's what you get for being an 18-year-old instructor. Line B is for kind of miscellaneous stuff, 17-year-old trading post operator, that type of thing. Extra responsibility, but still under the age of 18. And then you're 19, maybe this year you become an ecology director, which puts you in category D, or outdoor skills director, or ground sea director. And your 5th year. And then your 6th year, maybe you decide you want to be a tower director, which is 21 plus with a camp school certification. And so you'd be making $4,500 in that time. How many people here plan on pursuing secondary education or college at some point? After your first summer at camp, once you enter into your 2nd year at camp, at the end of your 2nd year, you will, if you're in good standing with the council, which means you didn't quit, you didn't get fired, you will get a camp scholarship. And that usually starts around $400, and every year you get more. It depends on how much money comes in, how many people are applying for it, but roughly $400 on the low end and $1,000 on the high end. And so by your 6th year, if you're the beach director, you're going to be making this plus probably a $900 scholarship on top of that. So you're getting $5,400 for the summer. We're paying for your food. You're not spending a lot of money because camp is a fun place to be, surrounded by fun people. So you don't have to drive to where all your fun friends are and pay for that gas. You're carpooling everywhere. Your expenses are very, very low. So you're getting a scholarship at that time while you're in the middle of college. And you don't have to live in your parents' basement for the summer. I know what you're all thinking, I've got so many friends at home and I want to spend my last summers with my high school friends. Your camp friends will, by and large, replace all of your random high school friends because you're spending more time with your camp friends. You're doing more fun things with your camp friends, and they're all people with positive values and similar interests that you have. Will you keep some of your high school friends? Yes. But who's going to be in your wedding party someday? Camp staff. Guarantee it. Camp is a lot of fun, and I can't imagine another job where you're getting paid more for that job, and you're having as much fun as you are, and flipping burgers or doing construction for a summer doesn't look that great on a resume, but leadership development, conflict management, crisis management, leadership development, educating others, those are things that people are looking for, and you can have a real conversation with a future employer about. Our camp staff, when they go into an interview, they have a lot of fun because you just bring up camp and then you just start talking. The number of camp staff that have told me that they got a job because of their experience at camp is countless. It's awesome. So camp is a really great place, and it is something that can support you through your college career. And the Anderson Windows Company, I guess that's my next slide, is the ones that support our scholarship program. So they're the ones that put that money into the endowment that we do that. So Fred C. Anderson Camp is named after the Andersons from the Anderson Windows Company. So all the Tomahawk windows you'll see are Anderson windows. Are there questions at all on pay? So some policies. Has anybody not been at WorkBrite yet and started their contract and reviewing forms, doing the youth protection training? Anybody not been in there and logged in? Fantastic. I'm not going to hand this out to everybody because we're going to go through it even more in depth during staff week, but there are camp staff policies in there that you should review and be somewhat familiar with. It talks about some of the things that we talked about today: uniforming, appearances, nights out, days off. Most people here will have a day off on Saturday. Most people. Days off start on Friday night at 5 o'clock. If everybody's work is done, we may hold people to finish up whatever work needs to be done, but 5 p.m. on Friday, and you won't have to report back for work until Sunday morning at staff flags, which is usually 7:45, 7:55, depending on your camp. So you get like 38 hours, something like that, of time off every week. You go work at Phillips, you get 24 hours. You go work for a Y camp, you get 24 hours. If you go work for Many Point, you get 24 hours. Tomahawk does give you a significant amount of time for your time off because we want you to recharge. Sleep. Please sleep. I prefer that you stay at camp and take that 5 hours that you would have spent in the car driving back home, sleeping at camp, just get recharged. I drove home every week my first year on camp staff. And it was not easy. It wasn't cheap, and it just took a lot of time away from all my friends at camp that I didn't know I already had. So, stay in touch with your friends, plan a couple trips back, but I would not recommend going home every single weekend. It's very draining, you're not gonna have fun. For the CITs in the room, your first day off, we will take you into town. We're gonna ship you guys into town and take you to a movie, and not the China buffet, but we'll take you into town, get you lunch, and go to a movie, and hang out with some other camp staff. Your second day off is going to be completely up to you. If parents want to come up and visit, you can certainly do that. And that's for our counselors in training, to make sure that they get to experience other things that the camp staff are experiencing. So, visitors at camp. Can you have a visitor come up and friends visit you? Yes, of course. Who do you need to talk to approve that? Your camp director. Not me, but your camp director can approve that, your sub-camp director. Parents can come up and visit. Other friends that come up and stay the night, we just need to make sure that we check all the boxes, and the person that's going to do that is your camp director. You tell them where to park, where they can sleep, how much food of ours they can eat, health forms, and how to get all that taken care of. So you can have friends come up and visit. I had high school friends come up and visit me at different times. They stayed in Family Island. And that was where my camp director said that they should stay. I've had like one other friend just came and crashed on the love seat in my tent couch. So that's allowed. Parents can come out for the day on their days off and take them out to lunch, help them with their laundry, say hi, resupply them on different things, take them to Walmart. There will be plenty of staff going back to and forth from the Twin Cities. So carpooling to the Twin Cities on day off is definitely a big thing. So Saturdays are the primary day off for most people. Navajo camp staff, they have Wednesdays off. Kitchen specialists, dining hall specialists, your day off is going to be Wednesday, because we need people to help do food on Saturday. Wednesday's the cook's day off. I believe kitchen specialists, your day off is going to be Saturday. So talk to Wombat about that, I'm not sure. Might be Saturday. It could be Wednesday too, we're pretty flexible on that one. And that goes for Rebecca, your kitchen specialist as well, right? Okay. You and Nick are working the same camp, same job, same team. And so for a Wednesday day off, Tuesday at 5 p.m. to Thursday morning, staff flights. So significant amount of time. Any questions before we move on? Almost done. So there are policies and things. If there's any, if for some reason somebody's struggling in camp to follow the rules or is not succeeding, we will involve parents before there's a final notice for them to leave, unless it's a really serious infraction. So we like to work with parents to help with those things if that does come up. Well, that's the end of my slide. Fantastic. So we can answer any questions that parents might have. And so this is just your time and your opportunity to get those questions out of the way as we prepare for camp coming up in a little less than a month. So, yes.
I just have a question about Catholic ministry on camp. So is there availability to go to Mass on Sundays?
Very good question. So is there a Catholic Mass offered every week? There is. So we have priests come out every single Sunday. That Mass is going to be at 5:15 in Chippewa. There will be transportation and carpooling to that, coordinated by your camp director. And any staff member that wants to go to that is going to be allowed to go to that. So make sure that you connect with your camp director, and they'll be coordinating details for how you're going to get there every single week. Whether it's you're going to bike, maybe walk, maybe drive with other people, hop on the bus, whatever that might be. There is a Protestant service also offered at that same time, and then there's an interfaith worship service offered at that time. The first weekend with Camp Staff Week, there usually is a group of people that will drive in the town for Catholic Mass during Staff Week, and then likewise on the last Sunday of camp, there'll be a group that drives into town for Catholic Mass. So that will be coordinated during Staff Week and at the end of the summer. Generally go to Birchwood or Hagen or just north of Rice Lake? Good question. Thank you. Yeah.
If they have a youth come visit at camp for the 1 day or something, do they need to have a permit consent form?
So if they have a youth come to spend the night on their day off, like a friend that's the same age, we do need a parental consent, and that's going to be coming on the health form. So we coordinate that all with the camp director. So if you have a visitor coming up, you're supposed to tell the camp director, and the camp director is notifying anybody else on camp that somebody's paperwork needs to be collected. So that's part A of the health form.
That's the guess.
That's for the guest. Yep. Same health form that you've all filled out, just part A of that is the consent and the waiver to be on camp. Okay. That's awesome. I will be hanging outside over in the lobby area for any questions that you might have, if you want to ask me personally. And I'll leave a stack of cards here, so if you want my email address to contact, I would ask that you contact your sub-camp director first. They'll be able to answer the questions much more directly than I will. So reach out to them. If you're in Sioux Camp, that's Nate Merrill. If you're in Navajo, that's Pizza. If you're in Chippewa, that's Caleb Truax. If you're in White Pine, it's Matt Casper. If you need their contact information, I can get that to you, but they hired you, so they have reached out to you at one point or another. But find me in the lobby if you need that contact information, or talk to some of our Chippewa staff, or Sioux Camp staff over here if you need that. All right. So, thanks so much for coming out. Take advantage of the Scout Shop being open today, and I'll leave my cards right here. And take one if you need it. It's got my contact information on it. Thank you so much for being here.